Hey there, Parker Reed here, and welcome to PR Media, your home for everything movies and music through my eyes. And today we have another vinyl record shopping trip, and I'm joined by Mr. Kevin Trushenski. Kevin's here in town to shoot a couple videos with me, and today we're just going to shop for some records and see what happens. So let's go inside of Revival Records. Kevin, how long has it been since you came here?
Probably a month or two.
Spencer!
Yo!
How's it going, man? I know that you love being on camera.
It's my favorite thing in the world.
For anyone who hasn't come here before, this is where all the new stuff comes out, all the new used stuff. So before it gets picked over, it's where you can find all the great deals and used records at Revival Records. Kevin, I love your patriotic face mask.
Well, thank you.
It's beautiful.
That's Mozzie.
That's a great record. It doesn't get as much attention as Blizzard of Oz does.
Right.
But
yeah, that's a good one.
Meanwhile, Spencer's on his phone.
It's Sunday.
It is
One
Sunday.
you need, Parker.
I don't understand sticks. I never understand sticks. The Grand Illusion. See, Spencer, do you like sticks?
Well, I think I had sticks ruined for me by my older sister when I was in like junior high. She would drive me to school and sing "Sail Away" every day, like just belts it out, and it just kind of it ruined the entire band for me.
It's because of the too much airplay kind of thing.
Not even that. It was just too much sister play. That's how one person can ruin an entire classic band.
It's like if your mom or dad like an album a lot, then it kind of ruins it for you.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's not as cool and edgy.
Or you get like a cool nostalgic thing from your parents, but not siblings, man.
Yeah.
Not siblings.
Last concert I saw before the shutdown happened.
Cheap Trick?
Oh, yeah.
Where'd you see him at?
It was New Year's Eve at Treasure Island.
Oh.
Red Wing.
You'd
Yeah.
be a little bit disappointed in me. My last band that I saw was Sublime with Rome.
Why would you go to that?
My friend Kyle is a big Sublime with Rome fan, and I went with him to accompany him because he'd seen them by himself a couple times.
Yeah.
And then COVID happened, and then that's the last memory I have at a venue.
Oh my God.
Someone lit a joint the first song right in front of
believe
us. I was like, this is the environment I need in my life. So every time I come in here, my former boss and the owner of this place, Billy, he always doesn't like my love of AC/DC because I paraded around constantly for like the past decade. And they were out of their new album Power Up the other day. But they do have more copies. So he saw the light. You're out of Back in Black? You should just stockpile that like a doomsday prepper and just have like 200 copies down here because they'll sell eventually. Kevin, I know you have an opinion on this. What do you think of this album?
I love it. I think it's good.
How would you compare it to like normal Blink?
Oh, it's a bit different, but I think it kind of has a good Mark Hoppus feel to it.
You know, I prefer Tom. Tom and his weird... I listened
Angels
to
and
the Mark
Airwaves.
Tom Travis show last night,
Yeah.
and I was like, if this got released in 2020 or 2021, people would be up in arms. They've definitely mellowed out a little bit. And this album was really strong too.
Well, I love that album.
It was a shame they didn't get to tour more behind it before the world ended.
We saw that show with Lil Wayne.
That was the weirdest experience. It feels like a fever dream, the fact that Lil Wayne and Blink-182 ever played together.
Terrible.
And it was less full than when it was just Blink-182.
Yeah. You heard this album?
In this moment? Why
Yeah.
is that in the new?
What?
That's a metal thing. It should be in metal.
Well, tell them how it is.
We're gonna move this, and we're gonna... This is just the former employee in me. It's a metal album. It'll be lost. We did something good for the community today.
We did.
One album I do think I want to pick up today, though, is the most recent live Iron Maiden record. It was from their Legacy of the Beast tour that I saw at the X Energy Center a couple years back. Alright, let's see if they have something else. Yes, they do. Seether finally decided to re-release some of their catalog titles, and this is one of them. And I think I pre-ordered it, but Spencer threw out my pre-order slip a while ago. Are you going for those hot Neil Diamond, Sweet Caroline jams?
Always. Get their his whole discography here, I bet.
It'll be here
Forever.
even after the world ends. How often do you go to record stores during the pandemic?
Oh, probably once every couple of months, I'd say.
Well, we have collections that are so big now, it's hard to find new things to buy.
Right, yeah, I've got most of what I'm after, so.
As privileged as that sounds. I have so much stuff, I just don't have anything else to buy.
Here you go, Parker.
Oh no!
What you need.
It's like the plague returns. Someday I'll listen to a full REO album.
As you should.
I've heard the big singles and those still are hard. Had my fill of REO after dancing around you in a circle at your wedding. To what song was it? Was it Fight This Feeling?
Probably, yeah.
I think that was Tyler and Ben's idea, by the
Oh,
way.
I'm sure it was.
I'm not taking credit for it. We participated, but check out Good Trouble on YouTube as well for some of their commentary. They're cool guys. The day that I met Tyler was the day that Kevin started dating his now wife.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah. Who, fun fact, was my ex ex-girlfriend's former college roommate. And the best Green Day album of all time?
Absolutely.
Still American Idiot.
Yes, always.
What other Green Day records are in the section at the moment?
I got Dookie,
Of course.
God's Favorite Band, International Super Hits, 2 compilations, 21st Century Breakdown, and more of that.
A lot of people are mainstream, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
To have their biggest records.
What Cherry Styles album do you prefer?
I like them both a lot. I prefer Fine Line.
Okay.
Fine Line's a bit more diverse in its offerings, but I enjoy both of them. They're very good.
Yeah.
Got tickets to see him again later this year.
Yeah, me too.
I saw him the first go around on the
Okay.
first record at the XL Center,
Yeah, me too.
where loving One Direction fans screamed every lyric in my ear, and it was glorious.
That's true, yeah.
But good. I like when people are excited about things, so
How is this the only Taylor Swift they have here?
I think that we've had enough Taylor Swift in 2020. People are just trying to take a break. Here's an album that you love. Probably
Oh, yeah.
Foreigner.
Absolutely.
They're near REO Speedwagon Styx category for me
Yeah?
of albums that I know that you love. I feel bad ripping on bands like Styx constantly.
That's okay.
And another section I like to go to a lot is the soundtrack section.
Oh,
'Cause I
yeah.
love me some soundtracks. Have you gotten into soundtracks at all?
No, not really.
I love movies,
Mm-hmm.
so I love having a lot of soundtracks. Here they have the soundtrack to the greatest Star Wars film of all time. Nah. You gotta get like Empire or something in there, Spencer.
Do you own that soundtrack, Parker?
No.
No?
I own the first 6 movies and then Mandalorian as far as vinyl goes. Everything else is like fan fiction for me. I act as if it doesn't exist. The one album I own multiple copies of is the greatest film of all time. La La Land. And also, don't take a woman on like a first date to this movie.
No?
They will fall asleep and there's just long sequences of talking in quiet rooms.
Yeah?
You can't make a move when you're like 17 for this film. So don't
You know
try.
that from experience?
Unfortunately, yes. Junior year of high school me was not the smoothest. And that's persisted to today. Now, explain this to me.
What?
This is the 90s Ron Perlman-led Beauty and the Beast. This exists.
I think you need that.
For the curiosity factor, maybe.
Yeah.
But
That looks right up
do
your
I want
alley.
to tote this around with me for the rest of my life?
Absolutely you do.
I don't think I do. It's kind of like when you see a weird image on Google and it sticks in your mind, but do you need to plaster that on your wall? I don't think so.
Oh, man.
One soundtrack I actually do want to buy is from a film that I've grown to enjoy over the
Nice.
past number of years is Beetlejuice. I always kind of chalked it up to that weird
Yeah.
Hot Topic, cultish Tim Burton thing.
Totally.
But it's a fun movie. It's very brisk and breezy. Done by Danny Elfman, the guy who did all like the 90s Batman movies. It's a solid choice. Are you familiar with the Alien franchise at all?
Not too much.
Alien Covenant is still a thing. Someone special ordered this and then didn't pick it up. That's why this is here. Those people who special order things and then don't pick them up, especially like weird, obscure things that no one else would probably be interested in, there's a special place in hell. Revival Records is an independent store. It's like, they can't just afford to be eating like all those costs and stuff. We're not
Right.
Walmart or Target. That's
Exactly.
not how things work.
Man who is very near and dear to my heart. Mr. Bruce Springsteen. He's got good songwriting, and his concerts are the best that I've been to ever.
They're really long, I've heard.
Oh yeah, like 3 hours, never a dull moment though.
Awesome.
He just packs so much energy and passion into those shows that he could play all night and no one would be bored.
What do you think of that new record?
I love it. Came out this past year, right after he put out a more folksy album. This one's back to his rock roots and fantastic.
Do you have it on vinyl already?
I don't, so
You don't? Awesome.
I think I'll be getting that one today. You heard the latest album by The Who?
That would imply that I've ever listened to a full album by The Who.
Oh man,
So that would be
so good. You're missing out.
a lot of like the classic 70s and 60s bands. I know all the hits and stuff, and that's enough for me.
Not quite your vibe.
Not my vibe.
That's totally fair.
Except if your name's AC/DC,
That makes sense.
and every album is like the holy scripture.
How do you feel about these movies?
I think they're dumb, fun comedies. I don't know why they're albums. I think just for the novelty of it. Pretty much everything gets pressed nowadays.
Got some good stuff on here though. Some Blink 182.
What song?
Mutt.
Oh, makes sense.
More the novelty of the picture disc that people would want that for.
Pretty much every soundtrack in the early 2000s was Sum 41, Blink 182, and Green Day.
Yep, exactly. That's all you need though. You sure you don't need the Last Jedi soundtrack?
You know, There are many things I need in my life. I don't think that ranks anywhere near the top. And this sexy photo of Enrique Iglesias.
Is it Enrique or is it Julio? I never remember.
I think it's Enrique, but to be honest, I don't know the difference.
They're both handsome.
They're both
And
handsome.
they both are just wonderfully... If anybody deserves a spot at the counter,
Exactly.
it's Iglesias.
I do not have my favorite Misfit album.
Another fun thing I love about this store is that whenever the stage is clear one day, you'll come back the next and it'll be filled with 1,000 things that Billy bought and just stuck there for future use. It's a good spot to do it. I mean,
Yeah, I'd say so.
but the store is just always packed. So a really great kind of southern rock tinged band that people don't really know a lot about is a band called Blackstone Cherry.
Love them.
I saw them down the road here about a year and a half ago at a really small venue called the Metro, and they were phenomenal. And their first 2 albums got repressed in the past year or two, and I don't own them.
Nice.
Yeah, so the first record is simply titled Blackstone Cherry, and also their album Folklore and Superstition. About
Nice.
2 really solid Blackstone Cherry records that I don't have. I don't have any Blackstone Cherry actually. We're really glad to have these in the collection. A bit pricey as music on vinyl presses usually are, but they're just super high quality and super pretty limited as well. So I think that's gonna be it for me because
All right.
that's a lot of money, and I'm poor.
That's good.
That's a dangerous section because that's all
Yeah.
the rare recordings, so everything in there is like super pricey.
Need a $150 Lady Gaga album?
Somebody will someday. It's fun to always watch people try and get records down from these wooden shelves because they try to just grab them from the top and they don't come out the way. You got to push the bottom and then it falls into your hand like so. Watch people struggle with that was one of my favorite parts about working here.
I bet.
And how do you feel about people using the plural of vinyl and saying vinyls?
That's wrong.
It should be categorized with hate speech in my opinion.
Absolutely, I'd say.
Spencer, can you explain your musical choices for me?
Something palatable that, like, I'm not gonna scare away old ladies or young children.
So no Ghost?
No Ghost. No, like, John Coltrane jazz. Stuff that's, like, gonna, like, Sun Ra and stuff. That's just gonna throw people out. But this is a smaller guy. He's from California. His name's Rudy Gianda. We got a promo from his awesome record company, Coal Mine Records. And I absolutely adore this album. So that's why I'm playing this today. Just trying to keep it, like, fun and non...
Oh,
You
look
have
at that
that?
phenomenon. No, that's a boot.
You don't do boots?
I don't do bootlegs unless they're AC/DC bootlegs.
Okay.
Like when we were in Spain a few years ago, there was a
Yeah.
bunch of bootlegs in European record stores, and I picked those up just for the novelty of them.
You heard this Christmas album?
I know you love that. I saw you listening to that during the
So
holidays.
good.
I listened to
good
like
album.
stereotypical like Bing Crosby during the
Yeah.
Christmas season. Yeah. Is there a horrible REO Speedwagon Christmas album?
There's a fantastic one. I think I might actually grab this tour program.
Oh, really? How much is it?
$5.
That's good. That's a really good price for
Yeah,
that.
I quite enjoy those. I have a whole bunch of tour programs from mostly concerts I've seen, but it'll go well with my Rush collection, I think.
Did you pick David Gilmour?
Yeah, David Gilmour, a couple Springsteen records.
Hey, do you have a punch card? Or want to start one?
Rebecca's here. It's Mrs. Trushenski. You're lucky that you are who you are because Spencer looked out the window. He's like, if this lady comes in here right now and
I'm sorry, it's like 4:30. It was at 4. Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us for this vinyl collecting video. Kevin, thank you for coming down and shopping with me. I appreciate
Absolutely.
it. Did you have a good time?
I did, always.
It's always fun to spend way too much money on vinyl records. And thank you so much for watching this video. If you like what you saw here, you can check us out on Facebook or Instagram and like, comment, and subscribe if you so choose. My name is Parker Reed. You've been watching PR Media. Keep supporting physical media, and I'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.